Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Noor Effect. I'm honored and privileged to be joined by our most esteemed guest, the wonderful and magnanimous Juju the Gentleman. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice
A pleasure.
to meet you, sir.
And
Thanks
to
for
my
having me.
right, I have the legendary Chef Mel, the greatest chef of the kitchen. And we're settling with the next one, my dear brother Zane.
I can't resist this. The only qualm I had coming on this podcast was being across from him. All right, because I knew it's going to be a lot of punch downs. So I'm here.
That's good to deal with.
All right, so let's go. So, Mr. Juju, how do I refer to you? Is it Juju?
You can do Juju the Gentleman.
Okay, but at one point there was Juju the pimp,
Yeah, it was Pimp Juju.
and at some point became sure, and then at some point he became Juju the Gentleman. When did that happen and why?
In life we evolve, but
Sure.
that happened probably about 15 years ago when I got arrested. So, going to prison, you sit back, you doing time, and you reflecting on your life and you thinking. So, you coming home, I had a plan, and being a pimp wasn't no longer in the plan, So, I just wanted to transition myself, so I wanted to transition the name as well, And I am a gentleman of leisure, so it's Juju the Gentleman instead of Pimp Juju.
I've always wondered, historically, that word pimp. Historically, it was considered like you're insulting someone.
Right.
Like if someone said, "This woman is a whore," "This man is a pimp," they would be offended. But I noticed something interesting. In the rap and hip hop scene, at some point, you and I are both enthusiasts of the rap. Especially I am.
Yeah, I love hip hop.
Yeah. I love it. And I remember in the '90s and onward, this term, it was met with a certain pride, like, yo, that's my guy. He's a pimp, and it was like a positive. It had like a positive connotation. Was it always that way in the black culture? Was it always kind of a positive thing, or was it negative and then became positive?
It depends on who you're asking.
Sure.
It may be a positive thing in the urban community, but if you ask the middle class or the corporate blacks, then it's despicable.
Okay. At some point, you cross paths with some very famous people, notably Don Juan. What is the most important thing you learned from Don Juan?
Spirituality.
Okay.
No matter what I do in the streets or how people look at me, never forget that God loves me.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's one of the main things.
I tell them, preach.
Church.
Church.
Do you think that that transition from, the viewpoint of the black community from like pimp being a positive or negative, do you think that kind of transition from the 60s onwards,
Well, what you mean as far as where did the game come from? Man, that's a good question. Biblical times. It goes back as far as that. Jesus roamed with the prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? So, and legend has it, if you let some people tell it really took off after slavery.
Yeah.
When the master no longer had rights to do what they were doing to our women. You know what I'm saying? They had brothels and things of that. So it's always been, just look at it in the white society. In the West, there was always brothels with the cowboys and things of that nature.
Epstein is the most famous
Right,
example.
right. So
Every world
it's
leader.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just been going on from the beginning of time, man, and
Since
it's
the time
gonna
of Pharaoh.
continue to go on
Yeah.
when I'm dead and gone.
Do you believe in some kind of a legal loophole, since as like I know there's talk about making sex work kind of legal now? For example, prostitution should be legal. We shouldn't take these people from we should take them from the shadows into the light so they can get, you know, healthcare, they can get like benefits, they can get those kind of things. Is that something?
It's I think it should be decriminalized because because a woman has a choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no. The big misconception is a pimp is making a woman do this. That's not the case.
Yeah.
There's a police station on every corner. So the moment I let her out the car to go to work, she can go straight to the police station if she didn't want to be with me. So I can't force nobody to be with me. But as far as it being legal, it's already legal in Carson City, Nevada. Certain areas is brothels.
Yeah.
Again, like I was saying, that's owned by white men.
Correct, yeah, absolutely.
But they're not being called a pimp.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I open the brothel, I'm a pimp.
Yeah.
So you see the double standard that society has. Hugh Hefner had a house full of women.
Playboy.
He was a playboy.
Playboy.
But when I do it, I'm the pimp.
I was watching
So-
an old episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where they went to like the Playboy mansion. I remember in the show it seems like it was a rite of passage. It was such a cool thing to do. But now if you ask, current people, like this society now is like Hugh Hefner he's kind of vilified now. People assume, they're like, oh, he abused these women, he forced them to do these things and all this stuff. I'm like, that was only, 25, 30 years ago? Like, perspective has completely changed on these things. I thought that's an interesting take,
Well, now they got the internet now, they up there selling on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
The internet is the new
Holy
way.
man thing, yeah, it's blowing up.
Yeah.
So Mel, you work a lot in the hospitality industry, particularly restaurants. You're one of the best chefs I know.
Oh, thank you, man, for them kind words.
I'm just reading my script. but no, a lot of
his live food yet? You're saying all these things.
I just asked the same question.
Yeah, like, what I'm saying? Like, had you had my food?
I can't afford his fee. I'm just a doctor. I'm not an NFL
He comes
player.
to me for his recommendations about where to eat. So I mean, he's talking about food. Like my ears are.
As a chef, what would you like to eat? Like, what would you like?
There we
what would
go.
you like around the ladies?
That's a good question.
I try to eat clean, so it will be a lean meat. Like I don't eat red meat or pork. I'm allergic to shellfish, so I'm generally a poultry or fish man.
Gotcha.
So it would probably be a nice salmon or what's that other fish I like? Bronzino.
Bronzino.
Yeah. Or bronzino.
Bronzino.
Yeah.
We have ourselves a gentleman here.
You know.
Sir, that Bronzino.
And
the whole fish, or you want the fillet?
Yeah.
I'll take the whole fish. I don't mind digging.
I can't do the Bernardino, the whole fish. It looks
Oh,
at me and I
man.
feel like, you guys
It's
eat
amazing.
that.
They
Yeah.
cook it up real right,
I know, I've
man.
had
Yeah.
it. So, can you do this drink? Can you cut up?
So Mel, a lot of guys in the chef business, they have a history. They've the dropouts. They've been to jail.
Yeah.
They've done some hard time as well.
Yeah.
When do you think? Why does that happen? Do you think it's because when they were in prison, they were tasked to cook and they fell in love with it?
Nah, it's
How do you think that happens for them?
So like, I came from the projects, came from the street.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
So,
We talked.
by me transitioning, I been in jail before. I've been in different, scenarios. But what make you sitting there like you said, it make you think. It had you thinking of like your next move and what you do. You got a lot of time on your hand to think about. All right, where I'm going to go next. What I'm going to do. Because people change, the world changing while you're sitting still. So you have to sit here and adapt to the outside. So if you're doing that, you got to you got more time to think of a plan than just be, doing push-ups or anything else or whatever. That's your plan. Read books, get educated more, and get ready for the world.
In both of your guys' opinion, the U.S. penal system, there's two ways you can go about this. One is punitive, you're in jail or prison to punish you, or rehabilitative. You are here because you misstepped, but we're going to give you skills to reform you. What is your view right now of the U.S. penal system? What does it do? Is it more punishment or is it more rehabilitation? What's your opinion?
I don't think it's really, I think they're not really like taking the rehab really seriously.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a revolving door, so it's kind of like getting everybody back in the system. It's really nothing really out for people to really, it's not even no jobs really out for them, just people.
Yeah.
in
They
general.
can't, someplace they can't even
You know,
vote.
the economy is messed up, so, you know, half of the people in there, they very talented people, they can't get out to say and perform.
Yeah.
And do what they need to do, so they sit in there rotting in jail for
Yeah.
a very long time.
Yeah.
And while you got people out here that don't have no clue what direction they want to go to, or whatever like that, but you got a guy that's sitting there right now that probably could have a business out here and make the world great in a lot of ways, but they won't get the opportunity sometimes because they don't have no doors to open up and give them. You know, the system is very broken in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. You know, I can't go deep on it, but I can say that it's not fair. You know, I feel like they could do more for people to help, you know, mental health, different things to keep. I feel like everything is to get people to basically dissolve, basically like just to rot. That's how I
To
feel.
punish them. They're
I
just
mean,
there to punish them.
that's how I feel about a lot of things.
I've never been close a few times, but I've never been. But my personal opinion from the outside is
You just didn't get caught.
I
Smooth.
will not confirm that anything. But you know, in my opinion, looking from the outside, and Zane, you can agree or disagree, but I've always felt in the U.S. system, it is more about just punishment versus rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Europe has a different view, but Mr. Johnson, what do you think?
I think it's punishment.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
I agree.
definitely punishment.
Yeah.
I come from the federal system, so
Sure.
where it's supposed to be funded differently from a state
Yeah.
jail. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be better funded.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but it's actually not. All of the programs, what people don't realize, are ran by inmates. So the teachers in the classrooms, it's an inmate. Unicorn, where they make all the beds and it's an inmate. So the rehabilitation part, you really going there to work,
Yeah.
you know, and if you don't work, you're going to the hole. So you know, like that 13th Amendment, you're a slave if you're incarcerated. I don't think people realize it's written into the Constitution.
Yeah. Some states like
yeah,
Florida,
yeah,
you're
you-
not even allowed to vote unless they give you the permission again.
Yeah, but you
lose your
are a
rights.
slave.
Yeah.
So now you're going. Only thing the guards do in prison is open the door and close it.
Yep.
Everything has been ran by us: the grounds, the food, everything,
Everything,
laundry,
everything.
building of the beds. All of this is labor from us. So it's like a slavery system brought back. So no, in my opinion, yes, it's definitely.
What's the guys they got in there like where they kind of like control the pod, like not control the pod, but they kind of like the supervisor of it. But they are inmate, but
Yeah.
they more like they
Oh, yes.
they the guard of the guard, so they kind of seeing things, doing you know, like calling some shots or whatever. And they're like, nah, this is how we doing it or whatever. But
I don't
he's
know if I
actually
can say the
He
term, but
probably
like,
a shot caller.
Yeah.
But in that aspect, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, in DC, the DC car, we don't have a shot caller. We stick together, but no one man control nothing. So it's no one is bigger than the code.
it's
You
more
know
of
what
a
I'm
unit.
saying? It's
more
a
of
unit.
Yeah.
And we don't have state prison. So when we go into federal, all of us going into federal prison. So you hear now how DC do. You gotta think, if you're going into federal prison, most of these guys have committed a federal crime that's dead. Now you're taking people from DC that's coming out of Superior Court, carjackers, armed robbers, drug addicts. All those people are now in the feds. So now you placing the haves with the have-nots. You're a doctor, you might be in there for embezzling. Somebody over here coming from my hood, they're in there for something totally different, violent or whatever. Now you're housed with me.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
The
So
rule-
for me to say that I'm going to run the pod for the police, it's like I'm a police.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Damn, what you want to count with the police?
Correct me if I'm
You know what
wrong.
I'm saying?
That's
So
what they
so
did. That's what
that
they
ain't a
doing.
good thing.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
Correct me
really
if I'm
not a
wrong
good
here,
thing.
But do you think that kind of system that the prison system has built, that kind of like we had to have one of their guys kind of working with us, do you think that kind of brought over from the slavery time of You had outside.
Yeah, house
real
nigga. They'll
estate.
try to turn one into a house nigga. I mean, that's. But in the feds, normally like in a USP, if it's a guy that's well respected from DC, then the police would want to talk to him to defuse a situation.
Correct. I was gonna say,
But
like,
even with
could you
him
do it?
going up there to talk to the police in that office where he is, he's going to take someone else with him to let it be known that I'm not going up here giving no information.
No snitching, no ratting.
No snitching. You can't go up there by yourself, or it's
Yeah.
going to be a problem. So there's rules within prison, unwritten rules.
For sure.
You know, like, so, but the best place to be is on the street, man. You know?
When it comes to the story of redemption, I don't want to speak for you guys, but obviously you guys redeemed yourselves in big ways. In your case, you became one of the most successful chefs in this region. I mean, you're legendary, and in your case, you became one of the top fashion designers in DC. Almost as good as me.
He got that style.
I tried.
You know what I'm saying?
But you guys both clearly redeemed yourselves. You had a past that led you to these places, but now you have achieved a success beyond. My question for you, both of you guys, starting with Mr. Juju, how did this happen? Did you choose the success and the redemption, or did the redemption and the success choose you? What's your take?
That's a good question. I think I chose it because the day that they put the cuffs on me, I knew I was done.
Okay.
I was tired.
Your intention was clear.
I've been in the street since I was 12 years old. I got my first arrest at 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I've been in the street up and for, you know, doing wrong and going back and forth to juvenile detention centers and things like that. You know, and by that time, when I was 33, when they put them cuffs on me, man, I was tired. I had plenty of money, but I was tired. You know, I wasn't comfortable. I had to look over my shoulders. You got to look out for the feds. You got to look out for the jackers.
Everybody.
You got you got the money, but you really can't enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it.
Really had no peace.
Yeah, you don't have no peace.
You're living on the edge, like you said. Like it's like you don't know what's coming, ahead of you.
How about you? What did you choose success and redemption, or did it choose you?
I just stepped out on faith in God, and I let God chose the way. I was really lost.
So in your case, God gave you.
Yeah, I was lost, man. For a moment, I'm trying to really understand, what's my purpose, and different things on earth. Like for me losing my life almost to now me being here, it's a different transition for me. So now not only that I lost my life, but I could walk good. I could stand for a long time. So that it's a blessing. So my callings, for cooking and everything, I'm actually standing for a long time, for a long period of time. But I have a little aches and pain. But at the end of the day, I feel good. I feel good about what I do.
Yeah, some of the most successful people had their trials and tribulations.
So how about you though? You know what I'm saying? So how about you? So what got you started, Doc?
Brainwashing. When I was a baby, I was brainwashed to be a doctor. If I don't do it, I'll never get married, and nobody will love me in the Pakistani community. We all have an influence, and this is a nature versus nurture question. How we end up where we are. Is it nature? Was it meant to be? Or was it society? Was it nurture? You were molded into this person. And in my case, my uncle was a physician. I grew up watching him, and I wanted to be like him. And then maybe in your guys' case, you grew up with what you saw, and you became.
Well, it's called product of your environment.
Sure.
It's based your environment. Wherever you're around and stuff, you're going to kind of pick up on, I want to be like this guy. I want to be like this guy, whatever. So there's somebody hey, I want Juju, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's always somebody that, just like a ball player.
But I agree with Juju. I think there is a choice. You always have a choice.
Definitely have a choice.
Juju, so correct me if I'm wrong, most of the guys, unfortunately, who came here, they don't have good endings. They don't make it. They either continue the same reckless path or they're not successful, it takes a certain will and a drive. Like you wanted to have had your success. You had to work hard to reinvent to go from Juju the Pimp to Juju the Gentleman.
Yeah.
So legendary that guys like Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent, I mean all these famous people are like, I want to call that guy and I want him to dress me. Shoot, I want to wear your clothes now. I mean, to some degree, when it comes to success, there's an element of luck and God, but there's also effort. And I think both your answers complement each other. But we're going to go to a different topic, and this is for both of y'all, especially Juju. Grooming. You clearly dress guys for a living. You also do a lot of life coaching. What is your take on appearance? Do you think how one appears says more about themselves? How they look? Does it send a message? Like how important is it especially for men?
It's very important for me, but you can't judge a book by its cover.
Fair.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of dressed up garbage cans out here. So.
Sir, we call that Congress.
Yeah.
We call that Congress.
Yeah.
Garbage cans.
Yeah.
We call them, they wear suits and they're all garbage. We call them Congress. That's a good
Do
point.
you think that society has kind of put this, again, when it comes to American society and the culture, a big part of our society is now is you have to have the newest, like, flashiest thing. You got to have, the Pradas and the Gucci's and all that. You have to have that, otherwise you're not. It's kind of like keeping up with
The
like,
Joneses.
neighbors. Yeah, the Joneses.
Social media created that.
Correct.
You know, when social media came about, then everybody became a somebody.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have it to look like somebody, then what you gonna do?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You gonna go get the fake jewelry, the fake
get all
Gucci.
that. Yep.
You gonna do it all. You know what I'm saying? And get in front of that camera. So
The minute you open your phone, you see somebody having the time of their life.
Yeah.
It looks perfect.
yeah.
And then you wonder, why isn't my life like
Right.
that?
Yeah,
Right.
it's a delusion.
Why am I in the
Yeah.
office?
It's
9 to 5?
a delusion.
For sure.
It's more like you're showing all the good times, but you're not
Yeah.
showing no bad
Bad
times.
times.
You're not showing anything
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what I do,
Yeah.
Like, I'm on social media, I'm showing like, hey, look, I'm not just a chef, I have a personality.
Yes.
This is who you're gonna know. I'm not just a guy in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some parts of me being in the streets, you're gonna see me,
Yeah.
helping with kids, different things. You're gonna get more personality out of me.
Yeah.
But what you see in a lot of people's pages, you see directly,
Just
whatever
success.
it is.
Just
Yeah,
that
like,
green, just the good stuff.
yeah,
And
a
we all-
car, they be in a Lamborghini or
Yeah.
something,
And we all know sugar come with shit. so you know everything ain't always sweet. You know it's gonna be some bumps in the road,
Gotta get that
but they're not
lemonade.
gonna show you that.
Yep.
When it comes to grooming from one player to another, I agree with you. Grooming is very important. But what is it about grooming in your opinion? Is it about self-respect or is it more about one's vanity?
For me, it's self-respect and my vanity.
Okay. Sure,
It's
fair.
both.
Both.
It's both. But my appearance says a lot. I realized that I only had one chance to make a first impression.
There you go. Yeah.
So there ain't no redos in that.
I'm
Not at all.
starstruck. Chef Mel, what do you think?
I agree with that. I mean, same here. Like, appearance is everything,
When it comes to grooming, there is a very clear difference in the West.
It's
and the
hygiene.
East.
It's hygiene.
Hygiene's more,
It's
yeah.
more hygiene. So when I look at grooming, I look at more hygiene. Like, I'm gonna get a pedicure. I'm gonna get things done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it's complete. I'm gonna get a massage. All this stuff is, grooming. It's, all the above. The way how you have your clothing and everything, how you hang it up. Everything is proper grooming, and how you need to, be out in the world. You just can't come out looking like anything.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. You can go out and have some sweats on and look like, that you don't got it. It's fine. And in the days I do that, I'm a sweatpants or whatever. I got
It's a
a
difference,
comfortable.
right?
I got a stain on my shirt
It's
sometimes,
different,
but
so it's
but
about how you're holding yourself to a standard.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear the Gucci and the Pradas. You can
Yeah.
wear
Yeah.
a t-shirt from Costco, but
Yeah.
still,
You make the clothes.
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
The clothes
that's
don't.
more
You,
important.
exactly. In the like the car, people are more caught up in the things.
Yeah.
They're not caught up in the person, the character, and the person who they are, the personality. Majority of people, they have different things on to make them. Like, what I'm saying? Like, this is me now. I put this hat on, now I'm a superhero. Like, I'm that guy. So, but,
The hat
you know,
suits you.
but guess what, though? I'm me without the hat.
Yeah.
You know,
You were
I
a
mean,
cowboy whether you wore the hat or not. That's the point.
Oh yeah, I just made a bold statement. I am a cowboy.
I think when it comes to grooming, the standards clearly are different, East versus West. You know, I go back in time and you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Things were different back in the day, weren't they? Right? 50s, 60s, all the men, you know, wore a suit and a hat, a certain hat. You know, there was no concept of like casual, like, you know, jeans or flip flops. You know, I get so pissed off when I go on the plane and everyone's wearing like the snuggies happen for a while, or like the sweatpants,
pajamas and sweatpants.
to be
I done seen it
comfortable.
all
like
on
that?
the airport. I done seen it all at the airport, man.
Bro, when you go to
Oh,
Europe,
man.
everyone, the men wear a suit or something formal, and women wear a dress. But you know, there was a certain grooming standard back then. But where do you think grooming is going for a man? We're talking about men, not women, men specifically. Like, if me and Mel decided to become your clients, what would you advise us? I mean, the only thing the average American man I think knows is, oh yeah, brush your teeth, throw water in your face, and comb your hair, and he's done. I disagree.
I would
think
say
there's more.
get
What
your
would you say?
teeth cleaned,
Okay.
face products, you know.
What are your
Take
favorites?
care of your face. My favorites, manicure, pedicure, which I went and got today. I don't do one without the other. You know, when I take my shoes off, you know, I want a woman to see I got nice feet as well. What else? My favorite, my haircut and my shave,
Yeah.
my teeth. Man, appearance is everything to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm posing to be chosen.
My man.
So,
My man.
you know,
It is very different though in the East versus the West. As I've traveled the world, you know, in the East, a lot of Eastern culture, from Japanese to Turkish culture, the Middle Eastern, you know, men had bathhouses. They had bathhouses. It's normal as hell for like you and your boys to like show up at these places. Someone's massaging you, the other's putting oil, like it's like a spa but for men. And they're smoking cigarettes and they're discussing business. But you know, out here, like, I think we want to be macho. We historically want to be macho. We're macho. We have dirt on. You know, I used to get manicures, pedicures in college, and I used to get teased. Like a lot of, you know, these guys from my school were like, oh, you know, he's.
They don't know no better.
yeah,
They don't know no better.
I used to be Mr. Steal Your Girl and take the girlfriend. When
Man,
they
let me
were-
tell you something. I walk
them.
into a nail salon. Let me get the petty, the man. Let me get the whole works. Matter of fact, I need a 15-minute massage at the same time too.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the self-care. I'm getting relaxation, and
yeah.
I'm being around a lot of ladies.
That was one of our top
You know?
clients, man.
So you're around,
bro.
you know, and that's why the guys, they don't know. They don't know. A lot of guys don't know no better. They just basically like this. Oh man, you getting a, you know, trying to pound
But
you.
back to what Juju said. I mean, you are sending a message. I mean, like, I always went to spas, and you're sending the message that I am a premium person. I'm giving you a premium appearance. I deserve to be treated premium. Am I not right? This is
and
my perspective.
especially if your character
Yeah.
presents that as well. I mean, character is everything as well.
Exactly. So as we are going along, okay, this is a good one. This is for you. A lot of men, one of the top insecurities they have is about their hair. They're worried about hair loss, and you know, the top complaint, one of the top complaints for a man is I've lost confidence, I've lost my hair. What do you advise them? Do you advise them hair transplant or shave it off and go hard? What do you advise?
I mean, it depends. It depends on what you like. If you're caught up and you want hair, then yeah, hair transplant. I've been bald. I've been wearing a bald head since I was 19, and my reasons are different. Like I still can grow hair, but I started growing a bald head because back in the 80s, you know, we were the murder capital.
Yep.
Back then. So going to the barber shop was dangerous. Sitting in the barber chair for all this time, really sitting waiting to get cut.
They got the drop.
Would be the start.
Oh wow.
Secondly, a lot of people were waiting until the guy got in the chair, and boom, here he come through the door.
Albert Anastasia.
So I you know, the way I was living as a juvenile, then that wasn't the best thing for me to keep going into no barbershop. So what I did, Onyx came out. And I watched Onyx. I said, damn, the women kind of like this. they Man, you know what? I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna cut my head. I got a big head. I said it's gonna match like, everybody don't have a head for a bald head.
Yeah.
And I did it, and the reaction that I got from women was like, damn, I love your bald. And that's all it took. I never wore hair since then.
There
I
are
had a
women
head
who
full of hair.
fantasize about Mr. Clean becoming real.
It's how you wear it. You gotta wear it. You gotta wear it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you gotta wear it. But a lot of people can't wear them bald heads.
Yeah.
But you know, when you can wear it, wear it.
I've made a joke with my wife all the time. I was like, we're gonna go to Turkey when I want like the hair transplant. Because for me, I'm like, in our family, like I probably have the most hair still. So I'm like, it's a point of pride for me. And it's like, I'm with you. I mean, again, self-esteem wise, I'm like, look, I don't care about anything else. I gotta have a little bit of hair.
Yeah.
The minute that thing starts to go, I'm like, we're going to Turkey, man. We're going to Istanbul, going there for a month and a half, get the hair transplant. I told him, like, that's my thing. Just hair for me is like, again, but it goes from person to person. Because I want to have hair doesn't mean that, like, I think going bald is,
a bad thing. Yeah, that's just your style. Yeah.
That's what I believe.
So when it comes to attraction, this is your expertise. You're the top expert of this. What matters most when it comes to attraction, getting attraction? Confidence, money, or looks? What's the most important in that order? Confidence, money, or looks?
What am I attracted to?
What makes women attracted to you as a man?
Confidence, I would say, before all of it. Because the rest can fall in line with it. The money, I have to be confident even to walk up to these women you were describing earlier. Most guys are intimidated by fine women, successful women. So confidence is key. That has to be one of the first things you have.
I think we talked about this before, but I think it's appropriate to talk about it again. Confidence comes in many different shapes and forms. I think confidence is one aspect, but is confidence, is it a feeling or is it a teachable skill like woodwork? Can you teach confidence?
Yes, you can teach confidence. But a lot of it, but you can teach confidence, but some people born with it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some of
the
us
nature
are
versus nurture debate. We're having it right now. So confidence. Most of your male clients who are coming to you for life coaching, what's their top complaint? I'm not confident. I can't get girls. What is their top complaint to you?
They more complain about the women, not more so about themselves. It's about the lack of what the woman not doing. You know what I'm saying? So they can't get right. So what do I need to do to make her act right?
Is it the quality of the woman, or is it like?
I believe it's the quality of the woman. His confidence is low. The woman can see that.
Yeah.
Are they in relationships when they come to you, or are they like trying to find?
Some are in relationships. Some want to be players and don't know how to be. It's all different walks of lives.
My lips are sealed.
Some married. Some are married and want advice. So it's all different walks of life.
Your teaching can go not just from the guy who's single, but the guy who's married wants to improve his
yes, my teaching can go a long range, and it's all from experience. Experience is the best teacher. So it's nothing I read or studied or anything like that. I've experienced it.
That's the best teacher of it all, like getting that experience.
Definitely.
Like, so like I'll go to him and ask him questions like, yo, what you think about this? Because he's been around a lot of different things. So he done been around and seen a lot of things that we actually trying to even get to. So he could sit here and answer the question quickly, or he could see some things like, oh no, that's not right, or whatever ahead of time.
So when it comes to like the movies, I used to think the movies were all BS. I used to think that, they always show like these actors picking up the girl. I thought that was fake. But then, as I grew older and started partying more, a lot of my friends, especially my black friends, oh yeah, the movies are kind of real. Like these guys were just going up and just getting these girls. I mean, it's like a thing. So I started wondering, how do they do that? And
what movie you watching?
I was watching the Chef Mel biography. but I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to stereotype. That's not correct. But on average, when I'm going out, clearly my black friends or my Italian friends, certain groups were very good at this. Like my black friends would always joke, "Yo, Dr. Q, or yo, Dr. Q, just hang out. I'm gonna go work." I'm like, "What do you mean work?" And they're working. They're
Work the
going,
room.
Yeah.
and they're coming, and there's like multiple women. With like, how did you guys do it?
They just got it in them. They got that as the confidence. Yeah.
Confident, but is it just confidence or some technical skill? Because is it a pickup line? Is it the way you look? What are some of the clues you would give? Like if we're at a bar together, we're at a party together, and I'm your student, and I'm like, yeah, Juju, I don't know, man, I don't know. Like, what's the clue you can? He's when you go to the strip club, it's easy.
Look like your friends did.
Okay.
Work the room. Find out who's engaging you as well. Eye contact.
Does it happen in the first 3 seconds? It's like a 3 second rule. Is that real or is that BS?
That's BS.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah. Eye contact. You see something you like, man, that's where the confidence comes in. You go introduce yourself. You're a doctor, it should be easy. Pull out your business card. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? I'm Dr. So nice to meet
You
you.
gonna give him some game over there. He gonna have
So you gotta
Dr.
like-
Dr. Q right there. He gonna have
Yeah,
that.
you have to step into the moment, man.
Man, I was never a pickup guy. I never that was never me. I always had to be like, okay, I need an introduction. I need a wingman. I was never, I'm sure you were, Mel. You're stone cold. I'm not, but yeah, that's always been a wonder. I think part of it is also culture. When I used to hang out when I was a kid, my black friends, I remember they'd always have an uncle, an older brother, an older cousin, who would tell them a story in front of us, and I'd watch him like, you know how I got your Aunt Shelley? And he'd tell the story.
Yeah.
She was cheerleading, and I came in my muscle shirt, and she kept looking at my arm, and they tell the story, and I said, hey, you want to get some ice cream? And your Aunt Shelley couldn't resist. I'm like, wow. So that's how he did it. For most Asian cultures, regardless of where they're from, India, Bangladesh, these kind of places, here was a story. I met your dad. My parents told me to marry him, and I didn't want to upset them, and that's it. So we don't have training.
It's different culture. Y'all in different cultures. So
Yeah.
being Pakistan, wherever you are, I think that the culture changes and have it where you're married or whatever. Or that's how they or you grew up together or something and you married. It's different. It's different ways, but in projects and everything, and different other places, there's different stories.
But you agree, you did have an uncle, a friend, an
yeah,
older
you had
brother.
somebody that said some things like, I got her from pulling up in my car. Or
Correct.
whatever. I got her from this whatever.
Yeah.
So, they gave you some type of game.
Some kind of
run
game
with.
advice, correct.
Some type of advice to run with. So you're like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna be the cool guy now. I'm gonna do the same thing my uncle did or my cousin did.
So when it comes to courtship, we've entered a world of dating apps, and you and I talked about it before. So now there's dating apps. There's a problem with men. There's this, belief that men are in crisis, and you've had the rise of Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is one who I think I agree with his diagnosis, but I don't agree with his prescription. If we're both physicians, we both agree there is a cancer. I don't agree with his prescription. Are you a follower of Andrew Tate and some of his views?
No, I'm not familiar with him.
Andrew Tate was a big time, well, not big time. He was a former, MMA fighter, but he generated a lot of controversy the past few years. He had this belief that, he was one of the first guys who, I agree, came out and said, men need to be men again. They gotta stop being sissies. And he kind of called it out about how modern day society, we have really eviscerated men. We have, anytime a man thinks of a woman, he's immediately criminalized and shackled. And Andrew Tate,
No.
I'm trying. He's the MMA fighter, the English guy. So he got some controversy because he wanted men to be men again, which we all agree we ought to be men. What is the definition of a man? His definition, most people will say, was a little too old school. You tell her, you show her what to do. You tell her. And, it bordered on physically abusive and verbally abusive. There's a growing concern that men don't know how to do this anymore. You guys had your brothers, your uncles, your older cousins, and your older, bros showing you how game is done.
I was actually on the streets.
Okay.
Like,
But your friends showed you. Your older
Yeah, I'm
friends
just saying,
showed
but like I'm saying, like I have family too, but you know,
Yeah.
you getting a lot of things from the streets as well. So it's more of a family for everything. It's
But
not just
proper
I'm just giving
game,
you, like, you
sure.
know,
But
yeah.
proper game has some degree of consent. I mean, you guys are not going to, necessarily attack women, but you guys understand the language of this. But a lot of men, they call themselves incels. They're indoors all day. They avoid
all the
women
time.
completely. They're online.
Wow.
They don't know this. There's a market of men, and I have
And
some
they
people.
actually blame the females as to why they don't have relationships.
They don't have relationships.
Really?
You know, yeah. They say it's
Your
your
fault.
fault that I'm not.
That I'm miserable.
That I'm
A
miserable.
lot of these school shooters have this problem. They're
Yeah.
incels. They could not get a girlfriend. They don't know how to do this, and
It's
I think
like a mental problem.
it's becoming a
It's
mental
becoming-
problem.
That's a
It
mental issue.
sounds weird.
It is really weird. I'm like this.
It's definitely something that I think is an epidemic. They call it the male epidemic of being actually lonely and being alone all the time. But I'm like, in my opinion, it's like they've kind of forced themselves into that kind of hole where it's like you're not going outside, even to like the grocery store anymore. Most of these guys are living with their parents still.
Yeah.
Everything's brought to them. They order apps to bring them the food now. Everything is at your tip of your like finger. So if you don't experience life, how can you expect?
Our
to be happy in
convenience
life?
is killing us.
I would say this: what you're describing is not typically happening in the urban environment. This comes from the privileged background.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
See, you're not laying in that house all day, for number one, in a black household.
Not at all.
You know, you're not laying in that house all day. So that's one. On apps, ordering food and doing all this and landing on that's not how it goes back to culture.
Definitely.
Our cultures are different. You know what I'm saying? So dating apps now for black guys, shit is Instagram.
Yep.
You get right on there. You see something you like, you right in that DM.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it depends on the culture.
Yeah.
Most of us, we don't really have that problem unless he's just a introvert
Yeah.
type of person that don't like going around people and things of that nature. So he's socially awkward.
Yeah.
So he really don't know how to even adjust around a lot of people. So this is how he relates.
Yeah.
That type of person normally is online buying an escort.
Yeah.
You know, back in my day, those kind of people were my clients,
Correct. Okay.
mainly.
Yeah.
You know, so they found pleasure in that way. So
Do you think that was helpful or harmful for them?
for me, it was helpful. 'Cause I got paid. Now, and it was helpful to them because they relieved stress. Yeah,
Everyone would.
it was helpful. Or if they didn't want to be helped, they wouldn't have called.
Help us
So-
all the way. Oh man.
I've heard that, like, I've read online, like, you know, some men do look into escorts for that exact reason that you said, that they don't have a comfortability with the opposite sex or with people.
Yeah.
So they hire somebody, they go out, they talk to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I've heard that some people just hire them just to talk.
Yeah, just to talk.
That's,
Well, when you're hired as an escort, I never told a girl go in there and take your pants off.
yeah.
If you're getting paid a certain amount of money per hour, that's it. You know, sex is illegal when you're going to an escort. So technically, you're not supposed to be having sex. You're paying for companionship and time. You know, so
In the world of social media, something ironic has happened. Social media, which supposedly makes it more social, has inadvertently made us more lonely. Loneliness is up. If you were to go back to that life today, do you think you'd be even more successful today than you were in your time?
no, social media messed the game up.
You think so?
I know so. You know, social media, the internet, you know, the back pages and all
Those
of that
back
stuff.
pages shut down,
Craigslist. I'm just saying, I go back that far.
Okay.
From the beginning when it was changing.
Yeah, okay.
You know, now a woman, you know, there's no need for a pimp. She could post her ad, get in the room,
And that's it.
and that's that in her mind. But she doesn't know how to navigate the terrain without one.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like
You
It's just
bring
like
She don't know
husband,
what- she
wife.
don't really know what
Man
she
and
doing.
woman
She just
belong
tryna-
together
yeah.
in the game.
Yeah. What do you think in today's world? I mean, we look at Mr. Epstein. You know, he was essentially a pimp, but you know, Ghislaine was the one who recruited a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, pimp, I don't know. He had kids, bro. I can't give him that
Yeah,
title.
I agree.
Nah, he was a pedophile.
Yeah.
We
Well,
gonna call
That's
it for
called
what
a
it is.
pedophile, not a pimp, because it's
Yeah.
two different
Yeah,
things.
that P
Yeah.
stands for pedophile,
Yeah.
not pimping.
In today's world, if one was to get involved in this business, what would be your biggest competitor besides the internet? Would it be a madame? Because madames, there's a rise of the modern day madame who herself has the roster of women, and she's friends with the millionaires and these kind of
Well,
guys.
that's true, but a queen always had a king. I've never seen a queen without a king. So, the madame in most cases was an ex-prostitute
Yeah.
whose time passed her, and now she's developing what's coming behind her. You know what I'm saying? But oftentimes there's still a man around.
Yeah.
Maybe the man is not being seen because with this woman, she's more soft-spoken and you know, with her dealings with these women. But as far as that madame, and you put her with a pimp, it's totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
What are the qualities that makes a pimp more successful? What makes a successful pimp? Is it his connections with people, his fashion, his own charisma to attract both the women and also the clients? What's a successful pimp look like?
I'm not a pimp no more, so
He-
I couldn't
I
actually
say-
answer
I
that.
say-
What today's
I'm about to say,
successful
it's a
pimp.
gentleman.
You know
The
what
gentleman.
made me successful
Yes.
in my time back then? I was real. You know, I didn't lie. I was upfront and honest about everything. Everything I said I would do, I did it. Everything I said I wouldn't do, I didn't do it. You know, I was experienced at what I was doing. I knew where to go, where the money was. So it's a lot of things that make one successful. I just can't pick just one thing. It's a multitude of things.
An important subject that you wanted to chat about was fatherhood, and I know you both are very, especially you and I go back, and Mel's a very good father. He's very passionate. Raising children today as a single father, how is it like today compared to the previous times? Harder, easier? What do you think about it?
Well, I'm a single dad, but I came from a single mother household.
Okay.
So I didn't come from a two-parent household. So for me, it's definitely harder because when I was a kid, things have changed. You know, like I didn't have my opinion wasn't valid in my house. It's what I say go, and that's that. Now, in today's society, you won't have a problem with a kid not letting them express themselves and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big difference. You have to change with the time. What worked for me when I was a kid not gonna work for today's kid.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of be in tune on what they're into, things of that nature.
It's like the generation changes, right?
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is.
the generation changes.
What do you think? I mean, think it's easier or harder now?
It's harder.
You
A lot
think so?
harder. Definitely. It's so hard.
In what way?
A lot of ways. You got social media, you got the internet, you got all these different things that they don't know how to be young men. They don't understand. So you try to give them guidance and they kind of like be more ignorant against you, like kind of standoffish. But they act like they want it, but they don't know how to receive it. So it's a harder situation to try to, like if I wanted like leadership from an older person or whatever, or somebody, or anybody, right? I want to come to you as a man, like, yo, how you do this? But these kids today, they don't do that.
They think that they know everything because information is at their fingertips.
Well, it's not. I think
24/7.
it's a lot of confusion because if you go on the internet, you looking up different things. It's not really telling the truth of everything.
Absolutely.
To get the truth is from life,
Yeah.
like living, like you know what I'm saying. How to fish,
Yep.
you know, how to hunt, how to do different things as a man,
Yeah.
and a lot of kids they don't receive that.
Yeah.
So now today, you give them, here go a phone, here go this, whatever like that. Nah, give them something, a book, give them something else for them to go off of. But the thing is, we're in a different generation. They're gonna look at the book like, I'm not reading that. So it's a different. You got to have a different approach.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You got to have a different approach and get to understand who you with. Because I say this, I say that. I told my son that you don't know me, I don't know you. You know, I have to, get to know you more. So spend more time and get, what I'm saying, pick up the things that you like and everything, and I can see it, and I can tell you if it's right or wrong. You know.
As a single father, like, um, how do you go about trying to? I guess it's more pertinent to you as well. But like, how do you go about trying to, I guess, introduce or talk about things that the mom would usually do, or you have to kind of assume like mom.
Well,
and
in my
dad-
case, well, I'm a single father
Yeah.
to 3, but they have different parents. Two of them had the same parents. She's deceased. So I can't, and they were young when she passed away.
Yeah.
And I was incarcerated. That was a part of my decision making when I was on my way home, that I knew I was done with the game because I had these kids. I could either choose the game or I could choose these kids.
Yeah.
And that was my choice. So getting back to the question again, what you say as far as the mother?
Yeah, the mother, she's not there. How do you go about trying to, I guess, play the roles? Of
Oh
both?
man, that's a good question. It's hard. I had to learn because I have a daughter. So in that household with me being a man, 2 more boys and it's a girl there, I had to balance and learn that I couldn't talk to her the same way I talk to them.
No.
You know, there's no balance as far as the nourishment from a woman in there. Just like it was for me as a kid in the house with my mom. There was no balance with a man there. So luckily I had a thorough mother, that came from the urban environment herself, where she knew how to like give me that little manly part too. Because I was the only child. You know what I'm saying? So, balance is key. And I had to struggle, but it took time. And I had to get to know them kids, like he just said.
Like you said, yeah.
You know.
There's a perception, both in society and even in entertainment, that black men make terrible fathers and they don't care about their kid. I have some data I want to read to you guys. I saved it for this discussion. So we all hear, even comedians make these silly jokes like, oh yeah, ha ha, you don't care about your kids. You're a terrible father. You don't care about your kids. Here's some stats for you, gentlemen. This is from the CDC, by the way. It's not something I pulled up. 70.4% of black fathers bathed, diapered, and dressed their child under 5 versus 60% of white and 45% of Hispanic. This is CDC. I'm not just saying this. 78.2% of black resident fathers ate meals daily with their children under 5, the highest of any group. Whites were 74, Hispanic was 64%. 34.9% of black fathers read to their child under 5 every day. That's the highest of any group. Whites were 30%. So the data doesn't lie. It tells you something.
I do have a question though. When was that study actually done?
It was done a
That's a good
few
question.
years
Yeah,
ago.
Is it outdated?
But
Well, it might be too new because
it's-
my experience with, again, my father, we lived with our parents. They were both married, blah blah. But it's like, I see my friends now who are fathers, and I see what my own father did, night and day. I mean, these guys are with their kids almost 24/7, working from home, or even they're not working from home. The minute they're back, they're eating with their kids. They're changing them, doing all
Sure.
this.
I'll give you an
know.
answer. So the answer is 2023 data. So it's
Yeah, so
Okay, so that's not
a
far.
new
So
writing, yeah.
that's I believe that's accurate.
I think so. Okay.
Definitely.
Additional data that we should really talk about black fathers, who everybody thinks are terrible fathers. The data is contradicting this.
But this kind of goes back to what you were talking about, how people like Andrew Tate want men to be men again. Like again, back in the day with my dad, I don't think he ever changed us. I don't think he ever did anything of that sort. My mom would take us most of our sport games and stuff like that. It'd be her. He would always be at work. I mean, now, like you said, people like, again, this kind of like men should be men thing. They're like, why are you changing your child? You shouldn't be doing that. She should be doing that.
Again, it comes from our culture, urban background.
Yeah.
Like the black family struggle, so everything has to be done together.
Yep.
if she going to work and I'm right here and it was more than one kid, I'm left with that kid. That's my child.
Yeah.
So I better get my tail up and learn how to use a baby wipe, change a diaper. How I learned, I remember, I never forget this. When I first started pimping in the game, right? I was young. And I was going to Chicago. My son had to be probably about 2 years old, right? And I went to my mother, hey, Mom, I'm ready to go to Chicago. I need you to watch little Jew for me. Woo, I'm gonna be gone for about 4 days. She looked, oh, you going to Chicago, huh? And you think I'm gonna watch while you go up there with them whores? Oh, them whores better learn how to change diapers. Did that for that week, because I'm not watching them. You going up there to do that, woo, woo, woo. And I had to get on the road with my son.
Did you hold that against your mother?
No, I mean, I ain't hold that
some
against her
men be
because
like,
it made me
"You're
a
my
man. It didn't.
Your
Nah,
grandma, this is what
man.
you should be doing, you know?
Nah,
like
we-
that.
You're a man. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you made this child. If you think I'm gonna watch your child while you go out here and do some dumb shit,
Yep.
in her mind, that's what it was
Yeah.
considered, right? And you're not gonna be a father, so it's different, man. Our
Yeah.
cultures are different. So that's where it
But
like
but the point I wanted to make is the data goes against perception. In fact, I'm going to read the numbers of perception. So that was data, right? That's
Okay.
data. This is the perception of black men. The perception is only 58% of blacks take their kids to their activities. That's perception, not the reality. Only 20% talk to their kids about the day, which again is obviously not true. The data is the opposite. Only 50% of black men help with the homework, which again, this is not true. So there's a perception of this, and there's a myth of like the black father is absent and doesn't care. The data shows the opposite, but again, it is recent.
Well, when you're talking about an absent, it's a lot of different things that go into
Yeah.
fatherhood. You can't just like.
I'm glad you touched on that.
It's big. It's bigger than that because it's like you're a single father. You're trying. It's go deeper than a child and the father. It's like the relationship you have with the parent, with the other, the mother and everything, the family and everything. So it's a lot of different things. So it's like your father ain't this, your father ain't that, or whatever, and you getting bashed, and the kid is brainwashed. Hold on. So the kid is brainwashed. So the kid brainwashed and manipulated to a different scenario or whatever. So now you the bad guy, you the villain.
Correct.
And the thing is, you do all the different things that the other parent do or whatever, like, be there, show up for different things, financially or whatever, but you still, it's not enough. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, we get the little, like, even for Father's Day, we ain't getting nothing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let it be a mother, they get everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? The father, man, we might get some charcoal, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
And a
Tie
dinner.
or something.
That's
made.
it. So it's
Yeah.
a difference. But the thing is, what I am learning is that you gotta actually like try to like get to understand these kids of today and kind of break down because they don't know no better.
Yeah.
So they just only know what they have seen or kind of heard or whatever the case be. So they don't really know. But there's a lot of great men out there that is willing to be there with their kids and everything and love their kids, but it just how to love, how to adapt with them. It's just like a relationship with a woman.
Yeah.
Communication, how to communicate with them, how to love them and everything, and how they want to be treated. My kids better have a job.
Yeah.
Because they got to understand life skills.
Right.
The thing is this, you can't see, the thing is with some of the privilege, oh yeah, little Johnny, they can sit in there and just play on their, no, you got to cut this grass.
Definitely.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a leak in here. Let's sit here and fix this leak. Do the hands-on things with them so they can learn how to do these things. Change the tire, change oil and everything. Kids don't know how to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? They got to look it up. They don't know none of this stuff. So basically what is happening is that we're losing the structure of being a young man.
Yeah.
So that's why. So I want to listen to the guy, whoever his name is, Adam. I'm listening to, hey, I need to go out here and show these kids how to, how to do certain things. Like I see a kid out there selling lemonade. I'm running to him. Hey, man, I appreciate. I like that hustle. I like that grind. You out there in the heat, trying to make some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to another kid out there just playing on video games
Right.
and everything, and looking for a handout or whatever, or ordering DoorDash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of that young man, and I'm gonna wish him the best. Because I like what he's doing. Remind me of myself, but kind of like growing up, like I wanted to kind of get it like that way. I wanted to kind of grind.
Yeah.
When it comes to additional data, right now, as far as single fathers go, there are 2 million single fathers raising children under 18 for the black community. It used to be just 400,000 in 1960. So the numbers have dramatically gone up that they're raising. What's interesting, additional data from the CDC, median income for a single dad with 2 kids is 40K versus 26K for the single mom with 2 kids. So the finances are better. And unfortunately, the poverty rate is 2 times higher for a single mother versus a single father.
I'd like to speak on that.
Please.
I think, I mean, as far as the numbers, the 40,000 and all that, you know, men typically in the working society make more money. So that part. But as far as what you were saying now, as far as
There's this belief in American culture that black men are terrible fathers and they don't care. They joke about it. If you watch like Kevin Hart's roast, almost 1 in every 3 comedians will make a joke about an African American person. That, haha, you don't even know you have kids. You don't have kids. You're a terrible father. They make these stupid jokes. But the data is quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Actually, they potentially may be one of the best dads out there.
we are, bro.
We don't get the recognition.
We don't get the
Yeah,
recognition,
you don't
man.
get the recognition and stuff.
And you got to think, we were dealt a hard hand from the government when the welfare system came.
Yeah.
No man could be in the house. And that right there took fathers away from the home.
Yep.
And if we went and snuck back to see our kids, we run a risk of our families being put out.
Yeah, I know that.
And the reason I wanted to bring this up, because this is important for me too. You know, I have a lot of friends who, you know, are black, and they're a lot of our NFL friends. And, you know, when we're hanging out, we're having fun. But when I get to meet these gentlemen on a one-on-one level, they have multiple kids, and these guys have been tormented. They've been tormented by our system. They want to see their kid. They're in tears. To see their kid, there's all these barriers that the courts have put against them because they look at him as the bad guy. And we have this system that kind of vilifies men, especially African American and black men. And that's just awful because we actually have CDC data. We don't have like some guy making this crap up. This is CDC data showing that actually black men have the most engagement with their kid.
Yeah.
He under 5, he's bathing them, diapers. He's doing this, so he obviously loves his kid. I've had men in tears because of what has happened privately.
But you know
because
what,
this is underemphasized.
But
This
you
is
know
an
what? There's a
underemphasized
lot of
problem.
different things that I could touch on that.
Yeah.
It comes from toxic from the women. It comes
Sure.
from
Sure.
the government being involved, controlling the system or whatever like that, where it's telling you how to be a father and what not to do.
I think.
So it's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's a lot of
Yeah.
different things
Yeah.
that comes involved
Yeah.
with it. So now it's like the woman going to the government
Yeah.
to get the, you know, to get the power or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it eliminates the father from doing certain things. So you got a lot of fathers out there that's making good money,
Yeah.
child support, different things, and they withdrawing a lot of money from them. But what it's doing is they thinking like the mother thinking like, I'm going to get them back, whatever. It's from a relationship. It's from emotions.
From other things.
A lot of other things that stem from it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that there's something
Yeah.
wrong with child support. It's just the fact is that how it's getting abused. I
Yes.
feel like a lot of different things getting abused in different ways.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not 101 where you can actually get, like, it should be like where the parents could be co-parenting
Yeah,
properly. And that helps the child mentally.
definitely. By far.
Additional fact that's interesting is there are some studies that show not only do children of single fathers not do worse than single mothers, in some cases they actually outperform in terms of lesser incarceration rates and education and outcomes. So maybe, you know, I'm not saying a male is better than a woman. That's not the conclusion, but
No, women, there's a lot of great women out there that's doing
Correct,
a lot of great
correct,
things.
correct.
I mean,
They
I
create
applaud them.
balance
But-
Yeah, it's a
in the
balance.
But
I
this
love what
this
the women
idea
do for
of
the
the
child.
absent black father and he's a terrible father, the data clearly shows the opposite is true. I always felt when it came to the American family law system, we need some serious reform. We need to stop vilifying men, especially black men, but men as fathers, and we need to do something to increase that because men want to see their kid too.
Well, you got to think about it. Half of them are incarcerated, right? Some of them in jail, whatever. They can't see
Yeah.
their child like they want to.
But even if they're not
relate
incarcerated,
to.
now we know these guys. These are very successful professional athletes. So to see his own son, he has to pay now $80,000 in legal fees. Of course he can afford, but why should he?
Yeah. Well, the thing is you got to think about it. They athletes or whoever they are, right?
Doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't make it right.
No.
The thing is, the women are seeing dollar signs. They seeing what they can take, and what they can sit here, and they don't care about the well-being of the child. They care about the dollar
Themselves,
sign
yeah.
of that. So they want to worry about,
Yeah.
oh, what next bag I'm getting, or
Yeah.
what's this, whatever. They're not worried about my child schooling and everything, different things like that. They worry about their upkeeping and how they look out, the perception of to the world, instead of thinking about, hey, let's talk about this as parents. Let's do a one-on-one, and let's sit here and do this way. But they don't do it
I
that
have
way.
a question with that. So I guess this would be a question for both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, because you guys have experience now, I guess you can tell what kind of female you are speaking to, what kind of woman that you are talking to. A younger guy who's an athlete, or a guy who's not as experienced might see a female and say, "Oh, she's so interested in me. This is it." Jumps at it and doesn't realize he's getting played.
That's a fool.
Yeah.
How
That's
do
a
you
fool.
train young men?
I let you speak on it,
Yeah,
but
how
I
you
say,
train a
he
young
just-
man?
but it's more like this, right? It's
Keep
like
an eye on that.
it's something about growth. You're being, from me being from 18, from 20 to 25 and up and everything, different women that I'm running across. Sometimes I ran across the same woman over and over again. And I'm like, why do I keep on running to these same women? It's because I'm attracted to this. I'm in the attraction of it and what I'm getting out of it, and I'm looking at it. This is toxic. Yeah. This is not how I want to be. This is not how I want in my life. So I had a lot of toxic situations that I was dealing with, but that was my choice that I didn't
Your
understand.
responsibility, yeah.
No, I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I would just, kind of like this blindness. So these guys, they just getting this money. They getting like, this
Correct.
big contract and everything. So they on top of the world. Like, I got this money, I could get whoever. But the thing is, these girls are waiting for them. They doing they researching everything, looking like, hey, look, I'm going to get this guy. So they're going to get a baby bound. They're going to try to do anything possible to get next to this guy. Yeah. And he got to be strong enough to understand that, hey, you know what? Let me take a fall back and see who's who. Yeah. But they don't do that sometimes. They just, they just caught up with the hype. Yeah. And that's what happens. It's called, you slipped up, and it happens. It's like, it could happen. Like a girl just finesse you. Like it is what it is. You just got to be smarter now. So you end up having multiple kids, or you might have another one. It doesn't matter how many kids you have, and it is more like the girls that you're attracted to. That's what is the attraction.
But I saw at the hospital, believe it or not, it actually is more female dominated. Most of the people I'm working with are nurses, and most of them are female. Mm-hmm. So I hear the other side of this as well. Yeah. Especially at night shift, I listen to them talking. I'm sick and tired of Greg. He's cheating on me. He's a scumbag. Yeah. I don't like Steve. My boyfriend's cheating on me. So, they kind of get sick of men too, because they accuse men of cheating and not being reliable.
But why are they accusing? Is it like communication situation? Is it more like they're not really understanding each other? Why they feel they getting cheated on? Why they feel like they're not enough for that person? I mean, this is me speaking of like your field.
That's a fair question. So a lot of times I overhear these conversations, especially at night shift. Night shift, the girls are alone, they're chatting, and I overhear, I'm doing my notes like a robot at 1 o'clock in the morning. But it's hard work to do night shift. So
you solve the problems?
No, I don't solve those problems. I'm not going to comment on those on those solutions. But there's a perception they're openly kind of shopping for new guys. Like I'll sometimes peek over, do my notes. I look over, I see a girl has her dating app open, and I know she's married. And they're commenting, "Oh, he has beautiful eyes. Yeah, he's better than your man." They're openly like shopping for men in front of me. So I wonder, was this always this way? Or does the internet making partnership, whether it's male for female or female to male, more of a commodity? Like you're just buying a new pair of shoes. I'm getting a new boyfriend. I'm getting a new girlfriend.
I think in today's society, it's easier to jump around because you can look on social media and think in that dating app thinking you got so many options. Yeah. Until you figure out the grass ain't green on the other side. So yeah, it's definitely different because there's options out there, so one would think. Yeah. As far as the cheating, you would have to really know your person, get to know your man, know what he likes, what he doesn't like. Like me, I'm open. One is too close to none for me. So I can't. One woman just won't satisfy me. I don't need a gang of them like I was in the game because obviously there's no money involved in it. You know, I don't count heads, I count breads.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm not into that. But still, I just know for me, you know, I'm gonna need help in a couple of areas. So, and one is that's a lot of pressure on one woman.
May I ask you a question about attraction? This is crazy. We're going to talk about it. The prototypical dad bod. I've had multiple female friends say they're attracted to the dad bod. You know, the guy has a belly sticking out. In your experience, is that true?
I think they're more attracted to that because that guy has a level of low self-esteem.
Really?
And that
Okay.
dad bod gonna go in that pocket.
That
You
part,
know, yeah, he gonna go in that pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna be more attracted to him than a guy like me, whereas the woman might come to me. You know what I'm saying? So of course.
I've had my friends, girlfriends to say to me, yeah, man, you know, you guys think that we all want those guys who have those perfect Roman god bodies. We hate those. Those guys are egotistical.
Yeah.
We actually like the guy with a little soft pouch. And there's data that backs that. I'm like, what the hell's going on? But I think this is the most realistic
you said it.
explanation.
The
bod makes the pocket more
It's the pocket.
accessible.
That's it.
He
I
treat
deal
me
with that.
good. I ain't worrying about that stuff.
We ain't good.
I'm gonna slide him on the end of the bed when it's time to get busy. That
so
big,
funny.
you know. But yeah.
Okay, so you guys both have clients. He has his dating coach clients, and you have your athletes and your dining clients. One thing that probably, because you're both men, one thing that probably comes up is privately, you in different ways. Hey man, I'm having trouble, you know, getting it up. I'm having trouble with sex. What do you advise? They probably ask you that. They probably ask you that for different reasons. Now you are a gentleman, so you'll have advice, and you are a chef. You probably have culinary advice, like eat more of this fruit. Whatever. So when your male client comes up to you privately and says, "Hey man, come here. I am not performing. My new girlfriend, I think, doesn't like me. I'm not performing." What do you advise him food wise? Like what's your food advice?
With me, I'm gonna tell him, like, first of all, get your blood flowing. You know, so basically like your vegetables. What vegetables you eating?
Sure.
You know, pomegranates, that helps, you know, clear the arteries.
Is it a protein issue or is it a vegetable issue? What is it?
It could be a lot of different things, but one thing, alcohol. You gotta stop drinking a lot of alcohol. So a lot of guys, they go to the alcohol and thinking the alcohol is gonna make their
Stimulate
sex,
them.
stimulate. But actually, it tear you down.
Correct.
So you know you want to be drunk, and the girl ready, she wired, she ready, and you gonna be you all sluggish and everything.
They say alcohol increases the desire but hurts the performance.
So to put you into the game is basically in the food wise. I'm going to celery. I'm going to all those different, you know, watermelon.
Yes.
You know, and even sea moss.
How about beet juice?
You know, beet juice, definitely beet juice. Beet juice
It dilates the blood vessels.
So it opens it up and get the blood flowing.
Correct.
And cayenne pepper with water. You know what I'm saying? You can do that and mix that up, take a shot of that, and you moving.
You guys got to work together.
So when you do that, so you don't need the pills or different things like that.
Yeah.
I tell guys, like, look, just eat natural things, and you'll see a difference in that. You know, so it's basically like eating just watch what you eat health wise, and you'll see a big difference. And just drink more water and everything, and you'll be all right.
What would you tell them?
I would tell them if they can't get up, number one, it might be a problem with that woman.
He's doing his business. You get a new girlfriend? Still happy? Now let's talk.
But on a serious note, I would tell them to go to their doctor. I guess that's what a lot of older men do. Go to your doctor. Don't go to the gas station.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go to your doctor. You don't know what's in the honey pack, if it's fake or what. You don't know what's in
that honey pack gonna run them somewhere.
Yeah, you don't know what's in those pills. That's gonna make your heart beat fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go to a physician. If you're not gonna exercise, as I always say, exercise.
Definitely.
And things like that. That's what I do. I exercise. But I mean, age. When you get a certain age, it's gonna happen probably to all of us.
Yeah. It's your testosterone. So
You
your
know, I
your
don't.
levels
You
go
know, thank God, I haven't experienced it yet. But all at the same time, I know hopefully if God grant, I'm gonna get old.
down. Yeah. But
So
you exercise.
it's
though.
But
yeah.
you are like a real life
But I'm
Benjamin.
young. I'm in my early. I'm 52.
But
So I shouldn't be needing no supplements right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
The way I look at it.
But you know what though? Our mutual your cousin had talked to me privately, and I completely agree. You're reverse aging. You are a specimen. I saw your podcast 1 year ago, and that looked like an older male, and I see this young guy who just finished his career with the NBA team. I was gonna ask your autograph, like, oh man, how was it like with the Bulls? But lifestyle matters a lot. But actually, he actually says the correct thing. Besides the girl, like obviously the girls, the one gina syndrome they call it. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
So he replaced her. But erectile dysfunction is the ultimate yellow light on the car, the check engine light. If that comes on, he is correct. You ought to see the doctor. Men will spend $2,000 on a suit, but they won't spend $200 on lab tests.
Yeah.
This is a problem. And erectile dysfunction can be a sign that you actually might be diabetic or peripheral vascular disease.
Well, it's a lot. I'm not a
It's
doctor.
a warning.
But I say that if you ain't getting no blood flow down there,
Correct.
then you're done.
You done anyway.
You're done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the doctor. My blood ain't flowing. I'm not the doctor. I need this. But see, the thing is, what I looked at as me, do my studying as a chef, I'm looking into different things of what I eat.
Yeah.
What opens that up and help me keep that flowing.
Yeah.
Okra, pomegranates, everything, blueberries. So those things help skin. It's a lot of different ingredients in those things that help you easily. So I'm not knocking on you. I definitely will come to you.
But
for advice.
he made a very, actually you both made this interesting point towards the end. TRT, testosterone therapy.
Yeah.
Testosterone it's a hell of a drug. I mean, that really does take you to the next level. If you had a male client, both of you, late 40s, he did see his doctor. His doctor said, "Go, congratulations. Your heart's good, your exam's good, your cholesterol's good, you're good, but he still can't get it up." Would you guys recommend TRT for him, testosterone replacement therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely would recommend that. But also you gotta look at his stress levels. So if you have stress and you hold on your stress also hurts your product. You doing what you do. So you gotta like kind of have your levels, your stress levels down at all times. So kind of like going for a walk,
Mindfulness.
exercising a little bit, that actually helps, and then that's gonna get the blood flowing as well. So, but if you're stressed out and everything, and then you go drinking and everything, it's gonna make it worse. So all you're doing is adding on negative fuel to something that you're trying to fuel up. So it's a big difference in that.
What do you think?
I like what he said. I mean, I agree with him, and definitely what you were saying about the testosterone.
You would recommend
That's it.
I would definitely recommend that.
Because you need that. You actually need
Yeah.
that boost. That's a boost that you need as a man.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that to get, to get going.
You know what's scary?
Wow.
What's scary is testosterone levels are dropping among men statistically now than even 60s, and sperm count is dropping. This is real. Global, not just America now, where this is a global male problem. Testosterone and sperm are doing this. They're dropping down with time.
Why is that?
Great question. This is why. It's a multifactorial problem. Visceral fat in the belly, it's not just causing diabetes. We've talked, there's two kinds of fat. Subcutaneous fat, which is superficial. That's what the surgeon lipos. But the fat behind it, that's in the organ, that's visceral fat. Visceral fat's the most dangerous fat. That's the one that's secreting all these hormones that are causing you to be diabetic. But we're learning that it's also converting your natural testosterone more towards estrogen, and it's just, it is inhibiting your testosterone. On top of that, with all the stress that we have, cortisol levels starting to slowly rise, the burned out men, their testosterone levels are dropping.
So
and
both
sperm
of
is
them go at
dropping.
the same time. So the
Correct.
test and the
It's a vicious cycle. The fat itself is converting the testosterone more to estradiol and other substrates, and you're just not making as much. And I wonder, do we have an incel problem because our testosterone levels are just naturally lower? This is a serious issue. So I guess my question to both of you is, why do you think this happened now versus, say, I don't know, 60s and 70s? What do you think went wrong? You're first.
different generation, different products that's coming out, different
The
things.
food probably contributed.
It's a lot of different things.
The
So
food
when you-
contributed.
I mean, when you go into it, you're thinking about like I said,
Processed foods.
yeah,
All
processed
that bull
foods and
crap.
everything. So things change from the fries to the beef tallow. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like so different ingredients has changed in the world.
Yeah.
So that's why. So yeah, it kind of answers your question right there. It's like
Yeah.
the world changed.
Don't you think it's our lifestyle as well? We don't
Definitely.
really walk as much as we used to. I mean,
Definitely.
once again, everything you can sit at home.
It's convenient.
There.
It's convenient.
So do you think that's
I mean,
contributed as
I
well?
don't recommend that. I tell people get up and get up off your ass and
Cook
move
something,
around.
yeah,
No,
make
it's just like no, you
yourself-
got to move around because
Yeah.
your body, your organs need to be moved. It need to breathe. It need
Yeah.
that. So when you don't do that, you sitting around laying up and everything. Even you have an Apple Watch, it tell you get up. It's time to get up. 'Cause it's telling you
Every hour.
And I'd be scared. Every morning was time to get up. I'm like this. I be moving around because it's telling you something.
Yeah.
So I learned that. And I learned that, definitely like, the walking is going to help exercise your brain. It's got different functions. So, to go back to that is basically like just do a little bit of movement, eat well, groom well. It's all different things that go in the part of
Keep your feet moving.
keep your food, but it's a lifestyle of it. Grooming, as as you would say, grooming, all that stuff plays a factor. Because you're dirty, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about going into a closet or somewhere and it's filthy or whatever. Or somewhere, your mind is so all over the place.
Yeah.
You don't know where to go. You like what to pick up, what to wear, whatever. But if you got a clean closet, it's organized and everything. I'm gonna wear this today. I'm gonna do this. So you have a different mindset, and that's how that happens. So you got to change your mindset of those things, and that can help you with your testosterone levels as well too.
Question: How do you go about like? What's the process of the testosterone?
That's a great question. So when a male patient comes up to me and he says, I think I have low T, I actually sit back in the chair, like, just talk, tell me what's on your mind, what's going on. Most of the time it is sex. And it's not just that they can't get it up, they don't feel like getting it up. They say, I'm just not attracted to women anymore, but I'm not gay, I'm just not attracted anymore. I'm
It's
like,
the low
"Uh-oh."
T.
That's a libido. Libido's a T problem.
Yeah.
So I started honing in, what's your life like? Most doctors, man, they go straight to a lab and they read something and they give you a pill and get out of my office. I don't participate in that. I think there's more to life than a pill. I think there's more to life than a pill. There's more to life than a lab. There's everything. In the DMV area, you've lost 2 hours of your 24 hours in traffic, which is really, really eviscerating.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And now that the cars are driving themselves, we're trying to be more productive by talking on the phone and doing business on the phone and stressing out before you even started your day. So you're burned out before you even got to have your first coffee at work. So I want to know their lifestyle. What's your lifestyle like? What is it? What's going on? The average American now is doing multiple jobs. They call them gigs, which is a cute way of saying I'm doing a lot of jobs. So lifestyle is very important because if I realize that this guy is not about to change, whether he wants to or not, I don't think the tea is going to make a difference. It'll help my profits, which is great, but it's not going to change his outcome because the problem with testosterone is testosterone supplementation is very fleeting. A lot of testosterone, whether you're taking it sublingually or you're putting pellets, I mean, you can inject it and you'll feel good, but if you're not able to agree to squeeze in some kind of exercise, especially weightlifting, you're kind of wasting it. It's like those Fast and Furious movies. Remember he pushes the button, the nitro
Let me ask
goes
you
on?
this question. If I come to you and I have these issues, somebody comes to you, they have these issues, you're going to tell them the whole truth of everything, or are you going to tell them what they want to hear, or kind of like what could help
I'll tell them the whole truth. In fact, I go beyond the medical. I'll actually close the computer and be like, tell me about your work. Like, how do you do your work? Oh, I'm in the chair. These chairs have become the new prison. The chairs have become the prison, and we are becoming victims of it.
Why is that?
Well, simple. Because what had happened was we were no longer in the factories carrying heavy bales of hay anymore. We were being told to do things on this computer. We're now in the chair. They also want us to watch TV because there's marketing, there's money to be made.
Man, I pick up pots, man.
No, and I can tell by these muscles you pick them up. I can tell. No, exactly. No, you're right. But most of us, man, are like at the hospital. I'm trapped in front of a computer all day. We have to change the way that we work on our concept of work. A lot of my own website I built myself, and I use AI to do it. I was on jogs while I was doing this work. I think we need to leverage our new technology and our new science towards moving away from the chair. I think when I meet these clients and they're having their low T, it's not just going to be, oh, the T is low and that's it. Low T is a symptom of something else. It's a symptom of a man who has poor sleep, high stress, poor diet, poor exercise, and you can see all his problems from his midsection. His midsection tells
It's
you
right
the
there,
tale.
tell you everything.
Everything.
It tells you
That tell you everything.
the tale of the tape.
Listen here. Mine go up and down. Well, you know, it depends on, but I'm like, oh man, I'm gaining a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
I'm going straight to my midsection.
So as a longevity physician, I don't just want to read labs or read your tracker and act like I know you. I actually want to get to know you.
Yeah.
I want a relationship. Well, how do you do your work? You're divorced? Okay, how do you see your kids? How does that make you feel? This is emotional too. When you get emotional, how do you handle that? Do you eat a bag of chips?
Yeah.
You know why chips and cookies are so, they're called comfort food. You know why they call it comfort food, right?
Why is that?
Because these particular foods hit your reward pathway, your dopamine receptors. When someone passes away, they're not going to hand you broccoli. There's already been enough suffering. They're going to hand you brownies, milk, cookies, tasty barbecue chicken to reward that pleasure pathway, to make you feel better. So, I want to get to know you more beyond your labs. Your labs, believe it or not, I mean, I've been in the game long enough, in the medical game, that I can look at a guy's labs and realize you have a pretty tough life. What is it that troubles you? Is it work? Is it personal life? And unfortunately, one does affect the other in a positive or negative way. So I want to go beyond the labs. I want to ask them, how can we make things better and go beyond the labs? Yes, testosterone will help, but it's a symptom. It's more than that. Maybe you ought to not work less. I'm not going to tell a man not to work, but change your work. Maybe you should go for a jog and do your expense reports.
Right.
Tell your AI, hey, check through my emails. There's apps now, they're advanced. Have your apps check through your emails, gather your financial reports, do competitor analysis while you're walking at the park and enjoying the birds. I want a world where the park has become the hottest place to be.
Yeah.
I want all these man-made buildings demolished. I want everyone outside again.
Yeah. So that's like where your coaching come in at, right?
Yeah.
Where you actually telling the young man or gentleman, like, change up some of your habits, do different
Right.
things, like, go here. So I like that. I like that right there, to give them a little different look in life.
So our final thoughts. Let's see, what's the most important takeaway we can have here? So, Mr. Johnson, it was a pleasure having you. What is one thing you want all the viewers to take away from this discussion about men? What's the one advice you can give to a man to improve their life? What would you say to them right now?
Check on your mental health. Don't be afraid to talk to someone
Yeah.
if you're having mental issues. Oftentimes, we are embarrassed to open up. We don't have safe spaces. Men don't.
Correct.
You vent to a woman or talk to a woman when y'all mad. Everybody
They
knows.
make it worse, man.
Everybody know your business.
Anyways.
But we're talking about health. I think the most important health for a man, especially a black man right now, is mental health.
Yes, I agree.
This right here controls everything.
Yep.
Yes.
So if this not right, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is my mental health.
Agreed. Mentorship is very important, and actually, I want to give a shout out to Juju here. He has his own nonprofit. He does a lot of work for the community. He's giving back.
You gotta get a hand clap with that. That's
Oh, yeah,
that's,
no,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's amazing right there.
This guy took something bad, his jail, and he turned it around. Sure, he was a pimp, but he really is a gentleman and a man of the highest caliber. He does nonprofit work. He mentors a lot of men. Of course, he makes really fly clothing, which I will one day afford. But he does a lot of work for his community and helping his fellow men, and you deserve to be applauded for that. When it comes to jail and prison, people forget this, but even Jesus was arrested. Some of the greatest men we admire today, Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, these great men, Martin Luther King, they all went to jail.
Yeah.
They all went through something.
They all went to jail.
Yeah, they all went through something, but they still a leader.
Right.
Correct.
You know,
They
still
came
a
out
leader.
stronger than
Yeah,
ever.
come on,
Yeah.
because when you go through something, you
So-
can actually tell a story. You can actually help others and prevent them from going through the things that you went
Yeah.
through. So by him giving leadership out there to the kids out
Yeah.
today, it's showing them what not to do and what to do. Because
Have
they
y'all
don't know no better.
have y'all ever been to South Africa?
No, I
No.
want to go though.
I definitely want to go there.
You should definitely go. You should go to Cape Town. I went there
I
once.
would definitely want to go
and
there.
I saw Robbins Island, and I saw that cell that they put Mr. Mandela in for 27 years. This is a highly educated attorney. He was a lawyer. He's educated. He's not some street guy. He's an attorney, highly educated. They put him in a little tiny cell for 27 years. One could lose their mind and go crazy and get revenge. He forgave everyone. He hugged the wives of the
Yeah.
people who put him there.
Wow.
And it's remarkable the level of patience that this man displayed.
Yeah, different mentality.
Correct. And you know, that's what made him so powerful was when he came out and the Afrikaners let him run. He didn't seek revenge and he unified his country. He turned that bad into good and I think Mr. Johnson has clearly displayed that. In fact, I want everyone to know when it came to this discussion of fatherhood, this was actually his idea, not my idea, and I completely agreed. Because there's a lot of, I have a lot of black friends myself, and I always used to see their fathers. Their fathers honestly did more maybe than our fathers did. Their fathers played basketball with them. Their fathers were the ones taking them to school, talking to the teacher. They showed up at the PTA conferences way more than even our Asian dads did. Our dads were at work all the time, and I wish we had that. I was always jealous of my black friends because their dads played basketball with them, they played sports with them, and they checked on them. They're like, "Don't worry, son.
Yeah.
You're gonna get out at the judo tournament." And I grew up watching this, and I'm just like, why are these comedians making these stupid jokes about you're a terrible father, you're a terrible this? All my black friends had really, not all, but most of them had fathers who were not only present. They were really good dads. They played sports and did activities with the kid.
Yeah.
And I regretted that so much. And it's a different culture. I try to do the most I can with my kid because I learned watching them that
Right.
I too should play football with my son. I should throw him the football. There's something about that. There's a fatherhood and a bonding
Definitely a
from
bonding
that.
with it. Definitely a bond. Just
Yeah.
to get, it's a connection that you have.
Yeah.
So when you kind of in tune with that kid or whoever, you're showing them how to do something.
And you're building trust, right,
Yeah.
Mel? I mean,
Well,
your son loves you so much. I mean, I've talked to him. Your son loves you so much. I'm sure he asked you for advice, like, Dad, how should I handle this situation? I'm being bullied as a girl.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't.
Really?
They ain't,
Okay.
nah, they don't. Nah, they try to go around it, whatever. But sometimes you gotta like just have that one-on-one with them. Like, come in here and help me with this girl real quick.
see,
I talk to my
if
son.
you're
little
a
bit like that,
typical,
they try to get a little something out of
Yeah.
them.
if you're an overworked dad, I mean, I think one problem we have from our community now,
Yeah.
my brother and I, the men historically worked so hard and made so much money, but they forgot to hug us. They forgot to sing to us. They forgot to change our diapers.
It get a little hard because you gotta think about it. You're working hard.
They felt that
The
my
money.
money
The
and
money.
my
Yeah,
house
yeah,
will
yeah.
equal it all, but it
I
doesn't.
mean, it's coming from a country where you don't have much to coming to a country where there's a lot.
Well, think
You
about
know.
also coming.
It's a choice, then.
Coming
It's not
from.
that it's a choice. I mean,
It's
it's,
a
also
choice.
about no. It's not about just about
Yeah.
choice. Yes, it's a choice,
Yeah.
but again, it's that immigrant mindset where you don't want your kids to struggle. They just didn't realize that they were giving us a different kind of struggle. You know, our struggle wasn't financial, but it might have been that hey, we. Can have fun.
Mr. Johnson could have totally just blew off his kids
Once again, that's
and
not what I'm
gone,
talking
you know.
about.
No, I
understand.
know, but they need to be admired because
No, I
these
agree
guys,
100%.
especially Mel, I know he does a lot for his sons.
100%. But I'm
And
like,
the data
there's-
shows this.
There's a different way to say that I care, not just from being there, but also financially, which is what I felt our father did. But
Yeah.
again, do I wish that he was at more of our stuff? Of course.
Well,
But
in the world, I say this: it's hard to point the finger at everybody
Absolutely.
and say this,
Sure.
and this.
Yeah.
It's more basically like, hey, look, you done put in, your dad tried to do this, your dad do that, and like you were saying, like it's generation as what we was taught,
Yeah.
and now how you do it. So it's like now you're a father now. So it's like, okay, what I'm going to do differently that my
Yeah,
father didn't
sure.
have done.
That's
so
what I
that's
got.
something that you got to take in consideration
Yeah.
of doing.
It's a choice.
And and try to make that happen because back in the days they like hey I'm gonna say and discipline my kid by spanking them. I'm gonna get the iron cord or something like that. I'm gonna get a
Switch.
shoe
Extension cord,
and then
yeah,
whatever like that.
yeah.
These kids don't have no idea what that looks
Yeah,
like. You feel
no.
what I'm saying, or what it feels like. They never even been touched. Like what I'm saying, like got swung on or anything like that. Back in my time, You know, I got fights with my friends.
Yep.
But you know, but we was family though. So basically, like we got into it, whatever. But it was more like a respect thing, and then after that, we hung out with each other. So it wasn't, but it made you more tougher.
A true man shows leadership. What is leadership? Is it telling the individual what they did wrong, or is it showing them how to do it right?
You got to show them how to do it right. It's not. I don't want to sit here and talk to you about all the things. I want to kind of give you more of a hands-on advice on how to handle some things. Because you could talk a hole in the wall to somebody, and they won't get it.
How do you answer that question? What is proper leadership? Telling someone what they did wrong, or showing them what they can do?
Sean, I'm a vanguard. I lead from the front, so you have to show. You know, you have to show them. Nobody's gonna follow something that they not sure about.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, I have to be someone that they want to follow my lead, and they have to see that what I'm doing is working. Nobody want to get on a train that's not moving.
Yeah.
There you go.
So a lot of people always say,
Yes.
"Oh man, they waited till it started popping." That's how it happens. They want forward motion.
Yeah. They want to see
You know,
it. Yeah.
I can have motion standing in one place, but I want forward motion.
Yep.
I think a
You
boss.
know what I'm saying?
I think a
Yeah.
boss or a manager will tell you what's wrong, but a leader will show you the way.
Because we're together in it.
Yes.
You know, we're together in it. Yeah.
So, Mr. Johnson has the Players Ball that's coming up August 8th.
Yeah, August 8th. Actually, it's the Players' 25th anniversary.
My man.
But it's the Players Ball reunion. So, of course, I'm retired now. So there won't be any Pimp of the Year given out or anything like that. But it will be a celebration for my birthday and a gathering of those that were there 25 years ago through the years that we had it.
Will
So it's
Don
gonna
Juan
be-
show up?
He might.
Will Snoop
Good
show up?
Game might show up. Snoop might show up. It depends. You just have to be there.
I'm supposed to.
Tables sold out already. Tickets selling. So
That's
most
what's
of
up.
all, I'm gonna be there.
I want to go. I was supposed to go for my military duty, but I'm thinking about calling out sick.
You better call out sick.
Or call sick.
You don't want to miss this.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to miss
It's
this.
August 8th at Nick's Grill right there in Georgetown on the water.
Awesome.
The next day we have our One Flag fundraising brunch for our organization. It's our 6th annual, and that will be held at St. Luke's this year, and we'll be honoring a few people from our community as well.
Nice.
Unsung heroes, as we call people that put in the work that don't get recognized. Like our organization,
Yeah.
we haven't we haven't been funded, so this is like one of our fundraisers. So it's a lot of people out there like us that haven't got a grant before, things like that, but we're still functioning at a high capacity. So we're honoring those people, and it's a brunch, a buffet, and we have Sugar Bear and EU performing there as well. So it's gonna be nice. And that's August the 9th.
They don't know about Sugar
They
Bear
might
now.
not.
Yeah,
The Sugar
Not
Bear.
from here,
yeah.
you might not.
3 to 8 p.m. man, St. Luke's.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna call out sick and check this out. Learn from the masters. Well, it was a honor and a pleasure. Chef Mel, do you have any final words, final thoughts for the takeaway to tell the crowd?
Man, tell the crowd, man. I'm really, I don't have much to say now. I don't talk too much. You know, I'm chilling now. But no, what I say is just stay healthy and check on your mental health at all times and trust in God and keep on keeping on.
Zane, about you, any final thoughts?
Keep on moving forward. Do your best. Work your hardest, and trust in God as well. Absolutely.
Well, that concludes our
Hold
episode.
on. Juju, I said church.
Church.
Awesome. Well, that concludes our episode. We thank you guys for watching. Always check out the Noor Effect for all the latest news, science, lifestyle, everything. Nice to
Check
see you
out
guys.
Dr. Q.